Hey there, my name's Andrew, and I just wanted to make a quick comparison video showing some of the components from Stroganov Deluxe Edition. And I have the Paris Deluxe Edition, and I have the Gugong Deluxe Edition, just as a reference point to show why I'm somewhat disappointed with the quality that I see here from Stroganov. And I apologize, I'm not a content creator. I am just using my iPhone. I will do the best I can to keep it steady, and I hope the sound quality is okay, but I'll do the best I can. So, if you look here, I've got some of the pieces from Stroganov Deluxe, and they're just sort of normal cardboard tiles. They're quite thin, and I would say compared to most games I'm used to these days, they're very flexible. They're easy to bend. I could easily pick up this little one, fold it in half in one hand. And this is there was a stretch goal in the campaign for 15% thicker cardboard. So, not sure what it was supposed to be, but apparently even thinner. So these are some of those pieces. And for reference, I have here something from Paris. Now, if you look at these, you can see they have a nice linen finish. All the pieces have a linen finish. And I can't really convey it on video too well, but they're much denser. This is me putting pressure on this piece, and it really just doesn't bend. But here's the kicker. These pieces from Paris, these from Stroganov, if you backed Paris Deluxe, you'll know these are not the deluxe pieces. I would assume these are the normal pieces that come with the normal game. And what we got was these ones here, these heavy-duty wooden pieces, right? You'll see the difference there. So this is Paris Deluxe, this is Paris Normal, and I took all these out of my box. These came in my box, and instead I replaced them with all these upgraded pieces. So this is Paris Deluxe, this is Stroganov Deluxe. That's, you know, the difference there. So, the wooden pieces are super nice, but obviously they're pretty over the top. I would have been fine with this. This is good. This is nice. These, I'm sure these are fine. I'm sure you can play the game with these. I'm not saying that they won't work, but they're certainly low quality. I would describe this as some of the lowest quality cardboard that I've seen in a game in a while. So, that is the cardboard pieces. Then, if we want to go over here for a quick comparison of the inserts that hold the pieces. So this is for Paris Deluxe. This is Stroganov. Pieces are fine. We've got some screen printed pieces here, player pieces, cardboard pieces again, very thin. Oh, yeah, just bent it a little. Here's some wooden components. Those are fine. Coins are fine. They're pretty light, small, but they have nice stuff on them. But these boxes that hold them, if you look at it's kind of hard to tell here, but these ones are very solid. They were very easy to put together. These ones, the cardboard just sort of was almost wanting to fall apart as I put it in here. You can look at the side here. Very soft, just squished. This one started squishing and splitting as I put the thing together. Over here on the edge, this is very hard to see, but these pieces that you fold in half, and you can kind of see that there, see how it's sort of splitting. When I folded it in half, I had to be very careful, otherwise it might have just completely ripped and folded in the wrong place. Whereas this is from Paris Deluxe. So that's the difference there. Very nice. Nowhere near as nice. So then we can move on to the cards. These were supposed to be linen finish. They've already mentioned that they're going to do an update about how that was, I guess, a mistake somehow. They don't know whose mistake it was. But I would describe these as quite low quality cards. And I have here from Gugong Deluxe, the cards here, you can see the linen finish on those. Just excellent components, as everything in the box in Gugong was very well done. And this is just sort of a shiny, glossy finish. You can put them next to each other so you can see. There's the, with the light hitting both of them, Stroganov and Gugong. And the cards are also just, they're very sticky. They have a lot of friction with each other. And they just feel super cheap. Some of the corners are already starting to fray a little bit. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but they're just not very nice. So, whereas these ones just glide around in your hand. They feel very nice. High quality cards. So that is the cards, and that was actually a stretch goal that apparently did not work out. Like I said, they so far don't even know who's to blame yet, so we'll see what develops with that, but they're certainly not the same kinds of cards that you would get in Gugong, and they just don't really, they don't feel like playing cards at all. They feel almost like cards that you get out of a punch board, like in a kid's game, how you'll get like a punch sheet with playing cards in them. That's pretty much what these feel like. So, you can look at the player boards over here. This is the player boards for Gugong, which are, again, a little over the top, but it was deluxe, right? They were super nice, deluxe edition, very good player boards. And here, sorry about that, you can see, it's hard to show them both at the same time, but here we go. Let's try that. So, that is the difference in thickness. And these ones just, they're super bendable, wobbly. These ones are heavy duty. Very nice. Stroganov, not so nice. And it just feels kind of cheap, and there's no like matte finish or linen finish. I don't know how much that's just a taste thing, what people like, but these feel a lot less nice to me. They're just sort of glossy. They just look like a, sort of like a magazine print or something. So not terribly impressed with that. They are double-sided. So yeah, just thin and cheap feeling. And if you look at the boards too, you can look at, here's the Gugong board next to the board from Stroganov. It's the same number of panels, significantly thinner. And again, this one's not linen, but it has a real nice matte finish to it. This one is shiny, and I don't feel like it does the art any favors. Maybe some people like it like that, but I feel like a linen finish would have looked really stunning on this. The pictures are nice, and it's kind of hard to see, but mine, and this is just a printing mistake, I think, but you can see here, there's just like a sort of a blue streak. It looks like ink just smeared on it. Is that worth getting it replaced? I probably wouldn't bother with that, but it's not super nice. And so, and there was some of that on these boards too. It's kind of hard to see on the camera, but some of them just have like when you shine the light on it, you see there's just sort of streaks. Yeah, you can kind of see it there if you look closely. Just a streak, just sort of like bad printing. Not super well done. And then if you look at, the last thing I want to talk about is the box. So, you can look at these box lids. This is, I'm not saying they ever promised this would be the same as Gugong, but if you look at the difference, here's the box lid for Gugong, thick, heavy duty, and here's for Stroganov, which is very thin, very, very, very thin. Mine already squished in a couple of places, which, whatever this happens, I have lots of games where that's happened. But I wanted to point out that this is essentially the exact same size. It's actually a slightly bigger than the Paris Deluxe Edition box. You can see it's slightly larger. And however, it weighs about 30% less or so. This one was about 100 and This one was about 150 grams. This one was about 110 for Stroganov when I weighed them. And it's pretty obvious that it's just flimsy compared to this one. And maybe the biggest kicker, here's the inside of the box if you're curious. Well, I can also show you this part. This part was squished, and I mean, again, that's just I'm sure not everybody's will be squished like this, but really soft stuff, just not very good quality. And then when you put the box lid on, and this is maybe me just being overly annoyed by this, but I just wanted to point out that it does not fit on flush. If you look, you'll notice there's a little lip down here around the whole thing, because the box is too tall. The box lid is too tall for what's inside. And that is part of why it's getting damaged. And it just feels pretty unprofessional and somewhat amateur. Here's another splotch I just found. I don't know if that doesn't really look on purpose. Hard to tell. So overall, I'm not, I want to be clear. I'm not trying to say that they cheated me, or I wouldn't even say they did false advertising per se. Other than the cards not having linen finish, I couldn't point you and say, oh, they said they would deliver this and they delivered that. But, you know, they've built expectations over a few years of, like, this is what their deluxe games look like, right? Here's Gugong Deluxe, here's Paris Deluxe. There's a certain level of quality, and I feel like this is quite a bit below that quality. And it would have been nice to know if that was going to be the case. And I understand that there's been a lot of difficulties the last couple of years, and maybe prices went up by a lot, and I understand that. But I do feel like it wasn't communicated that this would be significantly lower quality. But it is. So if you are interested in buying this and you are familiar with their previous deluxe editions, I thought this would be good for people to know. That just to have an overview of what the overall quality is like. That's all. I will see if the publisher responds more. I highly doubt that there's going to be any kind of changes or compensation, but we'll see. And that's not even really what I'm asking for. I just want people to know that maybe had certain expectations going into this, and for people who don't have their copy yet, because I got mine very early, which was nice. But I was one of the lucky few in Europe who got ours already. Most people are still waiting for their deluxe editions. And so for people following along with this conversation who maybe wanted to get a little bit more information about what the problems might be, if they are indeed problems for you, if they're not problems for you, then that's great. I'm not trying to tell anyone that they should be upset with the publisher or whatever. I just want everyone to know what it is that is being discussed on Board Game Geek and on Kickstarter and so on. So if you have any questions about the components, you can feel free to leave them underneath, and I can try to answer them as best as I can. So that's it. Thanks for watching.